Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I manage my finance using my own budget planner and tracker template. I will also talk about the free HyperJar app. What exactly is a budget? Budgets can be described in a number of ways. In the most basic sense, budgets are planned. In this video, we will look at the household budgets, which is the budget that helps you in deciding where your money should go each month. Also, budget can be summarized in these two quotes. First quote, a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Second quote, budget tells us what we can't afford, but it doesn't keep us from buying it. I hope that by end of this video, you will have a better knowledge of how to budget. I hope the template that I designed will help you planning, sticking to your budget, and keeping your spending in control. I have tried all sorts of templates. Some were simple but lacks a lot of information, and others were complicated and put you off doing the budget. So I decided to use my own budget using Excel sheet, and I will walk you through the process of how to use it. Pleased to say most of it are automated. It's not about working hard, but working smart too. If you like to use this easy to use budget planner and tracker, you can buy it from my Etsy shop by clicking the link below. I have already done everything for you, so it saves you time. It took me a long time to complete. I'm sure you don't want to go through that pain. You will see a quick return on investment since it saves a lot of time creating the template. The template costs £3.60, which around the price of one Costa coffee. If you're unsure, please contact me and I'm happy to help you. Right, let's get started. My budget planner and tracker is based on 50-30-20 rule. First, let me explain what the 50-30-20 rule is. This means that 50% of income should spend on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings. What does need means? It's simply defined, it is an unavoidable expenses. Payments for all the needs that will be impossible to survive without. For example, monthly rent, transportation, insurance, basic grocery, etc. etc. What is wants means? Wants are non-essential expenses. Things you choose to spend your money on even though you could live without them if you had to. For example, dining out, entertainment, holidays, Netflix, Amazon, etc. 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 Finally, savings. The remaining 20% will be used to meet saving goals or pay off any outstanding debts. Although minimum payments are considered needs, but any extra payments to lower your present debt or future interest, they are recognized as a savings. Now I'm going to show you how to use the budget template. So before we further dive into the budget template, I'm going to quickly show you some do's and don'ts. So anything that indicate this color, you can enter values as I'm highlighting, and anything with white cells as I'm highlighting, do not enter any values as the sheets are all synced, and if you do enter something, then that will messes up the formulas. For those who download the budget template, it comes with the 3 sheets. So the first sheet is the summary page, as you can see it over here. The second sheet is the budget sheet, where you enter all your incomings and outgoings, and I've already categorized everything for you, so you just need to add it in. If you want, you can amend this text to suit you, so you can edit these white cells. So only these white cells you can edit. And third is your budget versus the actual. So this is where you track your actual expense monthly basis. Right, step 1, let's go to the budget sheet. And this is where you gather all your documents and receipts and start entering them one by one. So for example, 5,000 income 2, around 2,000, and you can see it automatically adds on as you enter. This gives you the monthly total, and this gives you the annual total. Make sure you fill up all 12 months, and yeah, when you're finished, I can go to the step 2. Also, if you're a couple or partner, I highly recommend to do this finance together, since the finance are inseparable. When you have filled your budget sheet, it should look something like this, as I'm showing. You will have your monthly total, overall total, and then you have your annual total of income 1, and then you have your overall annual total, and then for the rest of the categories, like for the household bills, insurance, transport costs, personal costs, and we just scroll it down. I have included on my budget giving, and I give 10% of my income because it's act of worship and it's obedience to God. It's my way, but it's up to you how you want to do it. You might give for charity, so make sure you include it. I'll come back to a bit more into this when we start talking about 50-30-20 rule again, based on this budget. Next is the singing fund. Singing fund means you're saving for a one-time expense, such as vacation, road trip, birthday, Christmas, etc., etc. So to work out how much you need to contribute for each month to reach your goal, I have made a singing fund template. So let's just go into that. So if I go into summary page, and this is that template. So say for example you want to save £1,200 by end of this year, by 30th of 12th 2022. So what this does is this will automatically works out for you how much monthly contribution you need to set aside to be able to reach this target. Now this date, this is based on actual date, so the reason the amount 120 is coming is that it's working out from the 2nd of February to December. So he's expecting that you will be making a £120 payment from March to be able to reach the 1,200 goal. Now suppose you already saved some money on January, say you have saved £100, you already allocated £100 in January and February. What you had to do again, if you just put in the actual, so you have saved, and if you jump into the summary page again and look at the singing fund, and you can see that pulls information saying so the year-to-date actual saving is £200. So you already have saved £200. So what it does is working out from that you only need £100 each month to be able to reach the target of £1,200. So yeah, that's singing fund. So basically this gives you the year-to-date actual savings, how much you have saved, and this gives you the monthly contribution for each month. One more thing I want to say about the singing fund is that say for example you want to save £950 by 30th of August. So if I change the date to 30th of August, that will automatically work out how much you need to monthly contribute to reach the target. Again, make sure when you put the date, you want to make sure that you're putting in this right format. After you work out all your goals, what you need to do is you just have to highlight this column and copy, and if you go to your budget and if you just highlight on this column and paste, but make sure you don't just paste, because when you paste it will copy the formulas also. So you want to go to paste special, and then you're just pasting only the values, so just the values get copied, so that automatically gets copied. So when you're done copying that, you just have to simply click this bottom small box and then just drag it all the way at the end, and there you go. So that's automatically completes for you. And the last thing is, again, you can change the text to suit you. Make sure you only change in these white cells, avoid changing in any of the summary or the actual white cells. So you can amend this text to suit your need, and this will automatically sync to the other two shades. Say for example France strip, and then if I go into, so you can see it automatically updates over here, and then it automatically updates over here too. Now the next step is to evaluate and adjust your spending to meet your goals. Now that you have completed your budget, let's go through some quick checklists to make sure we covered everything. First, make sure you included everything, that make sure that you haven't missed out anything. Second, if you're unaware of item cost, don't try to underestimate it. It is better to overestimate those items. And make sure your final balance to zero. It means you have allocated money everywhere and it's zero at the end. At the moment mine is showing minus £9.30. So what I'll say, I'm going to reduce my amount in savings just enter, and that turns green. So I'm just going to drag it across, and there you go. So don't worry about the pennies. So yeah, you want to make sure your final amount is 0 and you have literally allocated all the amounts. In this section, you are seeing the average monthly outgoings over the 12 months period. So for example, your average month outgoing for your needs is about 3,815, for giving 810, for want 112.50, for saving that you have saved £1,362.49 monthly. And again, this is your total incoming average for over the 12 period, and that's the total outgoing or your expenses. So at the end, your remaining budget is 0. Like I mentioned before, I have added an extra category, which is the giving. It's up to you whether you want to put 0 or whether you're already giving to charity. You can put some percentage and do that way. Say for example, I want to reduce the giving to 5% and increase my want to 20%. So what you need to do is if you click on this cell and go to conditional formatting, so basically you're putting a rule, so anything greater than so 5%, make sure you put the percentage. You want to have green, so anything that goes 5% on your giving, you want to give minimum 5%, and anything goes above 5% because it's positive, so you want to have it as a green. And again, highlights, and if you click on less than, so this time anything that's less than 5%, you want to have it red. That means your target is 5%, but you're not meeting your target, so you only made 4%, so that will turn into anything that less than 5%, that will turn into red. Again, for the wants, same thing. So in this case, you don't want to exceed more than 20%. So what you want to do is, so on the condition formatting, click, so anything greater than 20%, show the percentage, you want that to turn to red, and anything that's, go back again, anything that's less than 20%, you want to turn into green. Next step is the critical step that must happen each month in order for the system to work correctly. Make sure you do this exercise once a month on your payday to go through your budget versus actual. So let's go into the budget versus actual sheet. In this sheet, you only need to focus on the actuals as highlighted in this color, as a lot of the information are already carried from the budget. So yeah, just probably more focused on the variable expenses such as water, entertainment, fuel, because those are the ones that tend to go high and low. So make sure you go through one by one individually, putting through. So as soon as you start putting all these things, what happens is, if you jump into summary page, it starts to update. So basically, for example, what this shows is you on your household bill, you have overspent, so it's going on -100. But on your singing fund, you haven't allocated yet, so it's showing you still have £263.33, for example. So it gives you the total difference for each month. So as you inputting all these things, it will automatically gives you the differences. Finally, keep checking, and for this I use HyperJar. HyperJar is a prepaid card and an app where you can organize money and have as many saving accounts or jar in that app, and you can move money around, which you can't do with your normal traditional bank accounts. And third, you can share this with your friends and families, and the best part is it's free. Let me show you how I use the HyperJar along with the Excel I created. Right, let's go to the App Store and search for HyperJar, and if I click on the HyperJar, so this is HyperJar. The registration is very simple. As soon as you register, you get a prepaid card as shown in this image. And another plus point is that it's safe, secure, regulated. It's been protected by Bank of England. This is my HyperJar. As soon as I finish my budget, I will add up all my variable expenses, my goals or singing funds to this account, and from that I will open number of jars. As you can see, I have opened a number of jars, and I just allocate them based on what I put in the budget. So this way, I can see how much money I have left in, for this month, and I know that I'm not going to overspend. It's a good way to keep in track of your finances. A nice thing is you can share with your family and friends. So I am shared with my wife Chimi, so she can see also, and she can also spend from the same jar. So we both are on track in terms of the budget. The nice thing about is that when it comes to payment, when you right click and hold and you link, and so when you link it, when you say link just once, basically when you make a payment, it only takes the money from that jar, so it doesn't go from the overall amount. So basically just before the payment, you just go to the app and just link, you want the money to go from this jar, and you can just link it like that, and then the money will just go from that jar. And one more thing is I want to mention is that you don't have to do for all of them. So say for example grocery and fuel, what I have done is I go to shops and say Aldi, and what I have done is I've already linked my grocery jar to the Aldi shop. So when I go to Aldi and pay, I don't have to link it. I just have to go and pay it, and that automatically takes it from grocery because I already linked it. And same for the fuel. I say for example Morrison's petrol. I already linked my fuel jar to the Morrison petrol, and again when I go into Morrison's and pay, it automatically goes from that jar, and it doesn't goes from anywhere else. So yeah, this is HyperJar. I highly recommend to use it. It saves you a lot of time. It keeps you on. It keeps you within your budget, and yeah, it's very easy to use. And plus, you do have the wallet, HyperJar wallet. So there you go. You have the contactless wallet that you can just use and pay it. I hope this video was useful, and if you want to buy the budget template, I will leave the link in the description below. Please do get in touch with me if you need any help with this budget template, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.